So we often think of music as just reflecting the times, right? Holding up a mirror.
Yeah, that's the usual take. The soundtrack to our lives, sort of.
But what if it's, more than that? What if it's more like a conduit?
Conduit, how do you mean?
Like maybe those truly great songs, the ones that really stick with you, are almost echoes, ghosts even.
Spectral echoes. Interesting idea.
Well, consider this. For maybe 80 years, there might have been this ghost writing countless hits, a huge creative force, but completely unknown.
80 years in the shadows. That's quite a claim.
It is. And today, we're going to dive deep into this whole mystery, look at the material we have, and try to figure out how one person could have had such a massive, yet totally secret influence on music.
It really turns the idea of fame and success on its head, doesn't it? We think influence means being known.
Exactly. This suggests, well, a totally different path.
So where do we start peeling back the layers on this ghost?
Our way in is this guy, Jake Steele. Right. Young songwriter, 2025. He's talented, definitely, but he's also feeling frustrated. Like something's missing in music today.
Okay, relatable for a lot of creators, I'd imagine.
Totally. So picture this. LA rooftop party, sunset, industry types mingling. Jake overhears two older guys, veteran hit makers, Marty Vance and Mitchell Davis.
Ah, the old guard. Swapping stories.
You got it. And Jake catches this bit about a ghost demo.
A demo from when?
Marty says it was way back, like 1964. Says it rattled the whole label. Groundbreaking stuff.
Rattled them how? Good way or bad way?
Good way, talent-wise. Mitchell calls it a masterclass. But apparently the execs shelved it.
Shelved it? Why would they do that if it was so good?
Mitchell reckons it actually overshadowed their big stars at the time. Too good, maybe.
Wow! Politics, even back then.
Right. And Mitchell adds this kicker. He says, if the ghost's touch was still around, a lot of this modern fluff wouldn't stand a chance.
Ooh. Strong words. So the ghost was seen as disruptive, maybe even a threat to the status quo.
Seems like it. And it hints at this incredible level of talent, right?
Definitely sets the stakes high. What happens when Jake asks about it?
He tries to, naturally. But Marty just brushes him off. Just industry folklore kid, an urban legend.
The classic dismissal.
And Mitchell kind of doubles down. Says, the ghost is just a boogeyman story we tell songwriters who've peaked too early. Gives him a little pat on the back.
Patronizing, almost. But does it work? Does Jake drop it?
No way. If anything, it makes him more curious, That seed is planted.
Right, because he's already questioning things. The dismissal just confirms something's being hidden.
Exactly. So we cut from this flashy party back to Jake's reality. His cramped home studio, gear humming. It starts raining outside.
Setting the mood. Isolation. Focus.
Yeah. And he starts digging online. Music forums, musicology blogs, old digitized liner notes.
The digital trail. Even ghosts leave footprints online, I guess.
It's amazing what's out there.
Yeah.
He finds this professor's blog talking about recurring harmonic patterns in hits across decades.
Musical DNA connecting seemingly unrelated songs.
Yeah, and a Reddit thread debating these uncanny similarities.
Yeah.
Then an interview with an old session guy who mentions, like, a behind-the-scenes genius who changed everything. Vague, but
it adds to the pattern. More whispers.
And then there's this symbol, a spiral, kind of like the Fibonacci sequence. You keep seeing it.
Where?
Subtly worked into old album art, faded liner notes, even logos of defunct studios. Hidden signature.
A Fibonacci spiral. That's interesting. It suggests something mathematical, maybe. A deliberate structure beneath the surface. Nature, art, music. It pops up everywhere.
Right. It adds this layer of, intention. Then he goes deeper into the weirder parts of the web. Old conspiracy forums.
Oh, boy, down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, lots of noise. But amidst it all, more mentions of the ghost, lost demos, pseudonyms, and then this one anonymous post. Super simple.
What did it say?
Check Orpheus Studios.
Orpheus Studios. Okay, a physical place, a real lead.
Exactly. So Jake looks it up. Orpheus Studios, founded 58 by Maxwell Reed and some anonymous investor.
Anonymous investor. Fits the pattern.
Totally. It shut down suddenly in 98 after Reed died mysteriously.
Mysteriously? Uh-oh.
Yeah, unexplained circumstances.
Yeah.
And now, the building's derelict, waiting for demolition.
But the rumors persist about unreleased music.
Oh, yeah. Supposedly there's a vault packed with tapes. So Jake does what you'd expect.
He goes there.
He drives out to Studio City, finds this place, looks totally anonymous. Vines, boarded windows, weeds.
Like time forgot it. And it's about to be erased. Add some urgency.
Definitely. He finds a way in. It's dark, dusty, silent, except for Maybe distant sounds of the demo crew starting work nearby.
Ticking clock. What's inside?
Typical abandoned office stuff first. Reception, empty offices. Finds a busted elevator, takes the stairs down.
Down, like descending into the past. Orpheus, right? The underworld connection.
Good point. Didn't even think of that. Down there, it's old studio spaces. He finds scattered tape reels, empty boxes, a smashed gold record frame. Sad, really.
Remnants of forgotten success.
He finds a door marked vaults. Manages to pry it open. But it's not really a vault. More like storage. Disappointing at first.
But there's always a but in these stories.
But then, tucked away, he finds this metal canister. And on it,
the spiral symbol.
bingo. Inside, stacks of quarter-inch tapes. And 2 notebooks.
Notebooks, what do they say?
One is just filled, like pages and pages of names. Hundreds of them. Jake figures they must be pseudonyms.
Okay, the Ghost's Many Masks. What about the other one?
The other one has this title. Tesla's Secret. The harmonic frequency of 369 applied to music.
Whoa! Tesla 369. That's unexpected. Mixing music theory with Nikola Tesla's ideas about energy and frequency?
Right. Super intriguing. And as he's leaving, he spots more spirals etched into door frames, like hidden markers.
So the studio itself was harked. Interesting. What about the tapes?
Gets back to his place, storm's still going, puts a reel on an old player. Static at first then. This piano.
What's it like?
Just pure piano composition. Incredibly intricate, precise. The harmony is logical, but also really strange, unfamiliar, yet somehow deeply emotional, even with no words.
Wow, the raw source.
And then, right at the very end, super faint, almost missed it, a whisper.
Yeah. Saying what?
Maison.
Maison, a name, a place, a clue.
Jake doesn't know, but hearing the music, it's an epiphany. He recognizes bits and pieces, chord changes, rhythms, stuff that showed up later in massive hits across decades, different genres.
He's hearing the origin story, the musical DNA.
Exactly. He feels like he's found the source code. And that name, Maison, feels personal, like it was left for him.
So the curiosity turns into
A mission.
Yeah.
He has to find this ghost, which leads him eventually to Violet Eden.
The singer. How does he connect her?
Finds an old online clip, a talk show interview. She's talking about this uncredited writer who just got her pain, understood sorrow like nobody else.
And let me guess.
She's wearing a pendant, a spiral pendant.
There it is again.
He checks that notebook of pseudonyms he found. Gets a match for the writer credited on Violet's big comeback hit.
So the Ghost wrote her hit song, the one that saved her career.
Looks like it. So Jake tracks her down. Joshua Tree. She's living way out there, very private now.
Understandable. How does she react?
Initially, wary, dismisses the ghost stuff as legend. But then Jake shows her the spiral, plays a bit of that piano demo.
And that changes things.
Big time. Her whole demeanor shifts. She tells him this story. Career was tanking back in '86. Gets an anonymous call from a guy named Cal Johnson.
Cal Johnson, new name.
Right. Cal sends her a song. And this song, it wasn't just good, it captured feelings she hadn't even spoken about, her deepest stuff.
Almost telepathic. That's what people said about the Ghost's writing.
Exactly. That uncanny understanding. Violet said it saved her life, not just her career.
Wow. Did she ever meet the writer?
Tried to thank him, but Cal just said the writer preferred anonymity, had moved on. But she wasn't the only one.
What do you mean?
Violet mentions this sort of unofficial club. Other musicians whose careers got a similar lifeline from the ghost, often via Cal. She even has this old faded photo of some of them together.
A network of the Ghost's beneficiaries, secretly connected.
Yeah. And she suspects there was someone else involved too, besides Cal, managing things long term. But she believes Cal did meet the ghost. In person.
So Cal's the key.
That's what Violet thinks. She gives Jake her spiral pendant, says maybe it's a map or a warning.
Ominous. So Jake goes looking for Cal Johnson.
Yep, finds him in a retirement community in Topanga Canyon. Former renowned session bassist.
Makes sense he'd be connected.
Getting to him isn't easy. Suspicious nurse at the front desk.
Yeah.
But Jake shows the pendant.
The spiral opens doors again.
It does. Cal's sharp but cagey at first. Cryptic remarks.
Testing him.
Maybe. But Jake lays it all out. Orpheus, the tapes, Violet's story. And he talks about his own frustration with modern music, how empty it feels.
And that resonates with Cal.
Seems to.